Gullah, Gyal, what it do? So check this out. Today I decided to sign up for Legal Shield. And not because I'm sitting here and want to make extra money and try to put people on and do all that network marketing type stuff, but I kind of like the idea and the concept of the Legal Shield process. And what it is pretty much that it's kind of like paying insurance on a lawyer. So when you need a lawyer, hold on one second. I do something on my phone. So when you need a lawyer or something, or any legal services, consultations, etc., you have access to them at your disposal. So they have an app and everything. So my main thing is because as a business owner, as someone who works for self or who is building up, the revenue to work for self, we'll just say that right now. But while I'm doing that, it's important for me to have protection. And I learned that the other day. I ran into a situation in which I was like, you know what? I need to have legal protection. I need to have legal protection. When I did the concealed to carry class, there was a legal, they were a law shield, but their main thing was to protect you under firearms. But Legal Shield helps you create a will, a power of attorney. And those are the things that I don't think about. Like, I'm trying to be more responsible in life and all that, because I realize, I have a kids, and, it's important for me to make sure that they're pretty much going to be okay if something happens to me. Like, not that I plan on anything happening to me, but who really does, and who really knows what's going to happen in any regard. And so it's important for me at least have a will together, and I can build like these things so that when I am no longer here on this planet, I can pass something down to them, and there's legal protection in place so they don't have to go through all that extra BS that people go through when ish happens. So it's kind of just like protecting yourself, because you never know. And plus, they can handle any type of questions that I may have. If I have a legal question, I can just call them up, ask a legal question, and get like a little consultation with a lawyer. And so I just feel it's important, especially being someone of African diaspora, aka being a Black person in America. It's important for us to have legal protection, especially with all that's going on right now. And actually, not especially, because it's what's been going on right now in this world, from what we see with the brutalities and the injustices has been going on. I mean, shoot, what do you think the civil rights movement was about? I mean, hell, what do you think slavery was about? You know what I'm saying? Like, it has never been fair to us. Like, this system was never designed to be fair and just to us. Like, we were brought here, our ancestors were brought here enslaved, and they didn't want to free the people and lose out on their money in that way. But because the Gullah Geechee, shout out to my family, stood up and said, we ain't gonna take it, they had no choice but to abolish that shit. They had no choice to abolish that. So when they abolished it, they set new programs into place, and they put new chess pieces together on the board, and they created what we see as the system now. And when we think about the police and all that, like, that was never designed to protect us as a community. It was designed by the KKK. You know what I'm saying? Like, many of them were the main people in the system when it first began. Because when our ancestors were first finally got that freedom to live and be free and happy, and not, they weren't supposed to be messing with us, but so that we can live and build our communities, build our families, and be able to live like we're supposed to be able to live in this reality, like as spiritual beings. Like, we're supposed to be able to live freely amongst this world. And when the KKK came about, it was like, I think it was like 144,000 or some kind of, there was a whole bunch of them motherfuckers. Let's just say that. And so they made up a lot of the legal system and everything like that. That's why the legal system is the way that it is. That shit was built on racism. And then when you think about what is racism, well, racism is a race. Look at the words. Race. Ism. And so that's why we look at the disproportionate numbers today, the disproportionate wealth today, because they purposely set everybody else behind so that their future generations can be ahead and still operate and control. And that's why people are tired of white supremacy, or the idea of white supremacy, or as I call it, the white mentality in that regard. And so therefore, the way that the world is going now, kind of progressing forward, as far as progression, we have made progress. There are a lot more, of course, wealthy Black families, but it's still at a disproportionate rate, but we are getting there. But because we see things that happen in history, such as Black Wall Street, in different, I think it was like Greenwood or something. Yeah, please correct me in the comments. But there was so many communities that were built by Black people during that time, when we were finally able to start building our communities and thriving and doing wonderfully well. If you look at the story of Black Wall Street, they owned planes, hotels. It was around the time even white people were borrowing from our banks at the Black Wall Street. Yeah, they didn't like that. So the government infiltrated that and destroyed that. So as we're going to start seeing, as we're still continuing to come together and build our communities, there's always going to be that outside entity that's going to try to come and tear it down. And so that's what I mean about being spiritually protected. But just because you're spiritually protected, you have to pay attention to the signs that are putting things in place physically that you have to protect yourself. So I can be spiritually protected all I want, but if I ignore the signs that say, hey, you need to sign up and get a lawyer and legal protection, then it's not going to protect me in the spirit world. So I need to have certain things in place. Just like if anything, right? Any type of insurance or any type of securities that you need in this world that are designed to protect you in some way, shape, or form, it's good to have. So if you don't have a lawyer, if you don't have that, and you don't want to pay them legal fees, because that ish can get expensive. I mean, I know plenty of people know that. So that's why it is important I'm happy to have these type of companies and these kind of places that exist, because it's designed for unexpected things to happen. As long as it's just. Like if you're like a bad person, you're committing all the extra shit, then you might as well just kind of let it go, because they ain't gonna protect you, because there are exclusions. There are exclusions. But what I like about it is that I'm protected and my children are protected under this system, this company. And on top of it, I can, if I decide to, I can get other people to sign up and I can make additional money. But I'm not going to focus on that because I'm not really big on network marketing. I'm just kind of burnt out from that. I've tried that in the past. I don't like it, but I'm still going to kind of tell people about it. And if it's something that they like, then I'll offer it to them. But other than that, I'm just glad that I'm just putting my family in a place where we can be protected legally, because there is a thing called legalese. And if you don't understand it, then it's time that you learn, okay? And I even have a Black laws dictionary. That's how serious I am, because we must know the law. If you're going to live here, know the laws of the land in which you live. But that is all, darling. That's all I wanted to say. Gullah Gyal. And I'm out. Oh, boom. Wait. I almost forgot. Don't look for yourself in the world. Look for the world within you, and you bring that to life. Then everything is going to conform to you. Just make sure you stay protected, and you stay grounded, and you stay rooted. Good gal. And I'm out.